There are moments in royal life that transcend duty, protocol, and tradition, moments that speak directly to the hearts of the people, offering a glimpse into the humanity behind the crown. And perhaps none do this better than the quiet yet powerfully emotional gestures shared between King Frederik X and Queen Mary of Denmark. Among them, one image has become both iconic and intimate, the moment when King Frederik leans in to share a kiss with Queen Mary during public engagements. A gesture so simple, yet so layered with meaning, love, history, and unshakable unity. King Frederik, tall and composed, the embodiment of royal poise, has made this kiss more than a fleeting show of affection. Each time it happens, Denmark, and indeed the world, takes notice. With cameras flashing and eyes locked onto their every move, King Frederik and Queen Mary appear almost frozen in time for that brief second. The kiss is not just for each other, it's for the people. It's a symbol of enduring love, a union that has survived immense pressures, personal sacrifices, and the heavy mantle of the Danish crown. Observers say it's rare to find such visible passion in royal marriages, where emotions are often muted for the sake of dignity and tradition. But King Frederik has broken that mold, turning these tender kisses into moments of reassurance, not just for his queen, but for the citizens of Denmark who believe in their love story. It says, "We're not just monarchs, we're a real couple." It whispers stability, authenticity, and connection. In a world where royal relationships are frequently scrutinized and occasionally fractured, this small act provides a powerful counter-narrative. Every kiss tells a story, and in the case of King Frederik and Queen Mary, that story is woven into their 2-decade-long journey. From the day they met during the Sydney Olympics to the day they stood before the Danish people as king and queen, theirs has been a love filled with real human challenges and public expectations. Queen Mary, once Mary Donaldson of Tasmania, had to learn a new language, embrace a centuries-old institution, and surrender her anonymity. Through it all, Frederik has stood by her, not just as a husband, but as a man deeply, visibly in love. The public kisses, then, are an acknowledgement of her strength and a thank you from a grateful king to the woman who transformed his life. Unlike the typical royal image, stoic, composed, and often emotionally reserved, Frederik and Mary have never shied away from showing how they feel. Whether on the balcony of Amalienborg Palace after major events or during more casual public appearances, these kisses have become expected, even anticipated. Not because they're staged, but because they represent something rare and refreshing in modern monarchy: vulnerability. A kiss in front of an entire nation is a risk. It opens the couple to criticism, gossip, and speculation. But for Frederik and Mary, it appears to be worth it. What's particularly fascinating is how these kisses have evolved over the years. In the early days, they were sweet and cautious, reflective of a young couple still finding their rhythm under immense public scrutiny. But over time, they've become more natural, more confident, more them. It's almost as if they've created a language that only the two of them speak, where a touch of the hand or a glance exchanged before a kiss carries more weight than any royal proclamation. Their kisses have also become moments of national unity. During times of change, like Queen Margrethe II's abdication, Frederik's rise to the throne, or even during national celebrations, these public displays of affection offer comfort. They're a reminder that amid political shifts and societal change, the royal family remains a steadfast, emotionally grounded institution. It's a kind of silent diplomacy, the kind that moves hearts more than speeches ever could. Body language experts have often weighed in on the power dynamic between Frederik and Mary. They point out how he often leans in first, how his posture softens in her presence, and how she responds with a calm, grounded grace that balances his warmth. The kisses, they argue, are not just spontaneous, they're built on mutual respect, trust, and a deep emotional bond. They are the outward expression of a relationship that has been tested and proven strong. Even in moments of international diplomacy or formal state visits, Frederik's affection for Mary doesn't wane. In fact, the contrast between the pomp of state occasions and the tenderness of their interactions makes the kisses even more striking. Here is a king, surrounded by global leaders, security details, and flashing cameras, and still, his most important focus remains the woman beside him. It's an emotional priority that does not go unnoticed by the public, or by royal commentators, who frequently highlight their visible intimacy as a strength in modern monarchy. What's more, these moments have left a profound cultural mark. Danish citizens, especially younger generations, have embraced their royals not only because of their titles, but because of their authenticity. In a time where public trust in institutions can waver, seeing a monarch express love in such a human way brings the monarchy closer to the people. It shows that behind the crown, behind the ceremonies and traditions, is a marriage just like any other, filled with joy, trials, and deep affection. Social media erupts every time such a kiss is captured. Posts flood in with hearts, comments praising their relationship, and fans sharing memories of seeing the royal couple in person. These images become viral not because of the grandeur of the moment, but because of its simplicity. A king kisses his queen, and in that one gesture, an entire nation feels seen, loved, and included. Journalists who cover royal affairs know that such moments are gold. They capture headlines, they fill magazine covers, and they inspire long features about love in high places. But for Frederik and Mary, it never seems like a performance. It feels honest, spontaneous, even when it's part of tradition. That authenticity is what sets them apart. Their story challenges the idea that monarchy must always be cold or emotionally distant. Instead, they represent a new era, one where human connection, vulnerability, and emotional intelligence are part of royal leadership. And that, in itself, is revolutionary. It is not only the kiss that matters, but everything it represents: loyalty, affection, equality, and emotional courage. A king unafraid to love openly sets a standard that transcends monarchy. It sets a standard for leadership, for marriage, and for humanity. As Queen Mary continues to grow in her role, becoming more visible and active in issues like women's rights, domestic violence, and cultural integration, King Frederik's support is unwavering. The kiss becomes more than a gesture, it's an endorsement. It's his way of saying, "I see you, I value you, and I stand with you." These messages, though silent, are profoundly loud in their emotional impact. To witness such unity at the highest level of public life is rare. And for a royal couple, who must juggle duty, parenting, international diplomacy, and the gaze of millions, maintaining such a close emotional bond is extraordinary. The kiss, repeated again and again over the years, is both a private ritual and a public promise. One that says, no matter what changes around us, this love endures. In fact, the timing of these kisses often tells its own story. They often come after long tours, during key anniversaries, or following national events. Almost like punctuation marks in the narrative of their reign, reminders that love is not lost amid state matters, but rather infused into the very way they led. It makes the Danish monarchy feel modern, alive, and emotionally relevant. And in today's world, that is a powerful thing. Fans often draw comparisons between King Frederik and other monarchs, many of whom keep their affection private. While each royal couple has its own way of expressing love, the openness shown by Frederik and Mary has endeared them to a global audience. They've redefined what royal love can look like: warm, visible, and lasting. And each time that kiss is shared, it reinforces not just their love, but Denmark's belief in them as a couple and as leaders. So next time you see that moment, the king leaning in, the queen smiling gently, the kiss unfolding like a scene from a love story, you'll know it's much more than just a photograph. It's a heartbeat of the Danish monarchy. A rhythm that says, we are strong because we love. We lead because we're united. And we kiss, because that is who we are. And as their reign progresses, each of these heartfelt moments continues to deepen their legacy, not just as monarchs, but as symbols of enduring partnership in the spotlight. The image of King Frederik gently kissing Queen Mary is etched into the collective memory of Denmark, growing more powerful with every appearance. It reminds the world that love, when expressed with sincerity and consistency, can be a guiding force even in the highest halls of power. Their story is not only about royalty, it's about real love, real unity, and the quiet strength found in a simple kiss that speaks louder than any royal decree ever could. The Danish people have come to treasure these glimpses of affection. They are more than just romantic gestures, they are emotional anchor points in the history of the monarchy. Every generation remembers its royal icons not just by the decisions they made or the legislation they supported, but by how they lived, how they carried themselves, and how they treated each other. Frederik and Mary, through their displays of affection, are writing a chapter of Danish history grounded in love, respect, and a mutual sense of purpose. In recent years, their bond has only seemed to grow stronger. As Queen Mary took on more duties, sometimes solo, sometimes with the king, their reunions at public events have become even more charged with emotion. Observers can see the way Frederik looks at Mary when she arrives at a ceremony, or how his hand instinctively reaches for hers in a crowd. These are not calculated movements for the press. They are the small, instinctive habits of a man in love, who has found in his partner not just a queen, but his equal, his confidant, his unwavering support system. And it's not just the citizens of Denmark who notice. International media regularly highlight the strength of their marriage, often pointing to these now famous kisses as proof of their authenticity. In a sea of staged photo ops and carefully managed royal PR, Frederik and Mary's genuine connection stands out. It humanizes them in a way that makes them more relatable, more approachable, and far more admired. When Frederik kisses Mary, he's not just showing affection, he's reinforcing a narrative that royal love can be strong, public, and profoundly meaningful. Moreover, this visible love story has also set a powerful example for their children. As future monarchs themselves, Christian, Isabella, Vincent, and Josephine are being raised in an environment where love and duty are not mutually exclusive. They are watching their parents navigate public life with grace, kindness, and emotional openness. This legacy of emotional intelligence is perhaps one of the greatest gifts Frederik and Mary can offer the next generation of royals. The symbolism of the kiss extends beyond personal affection. It is also deeply rooted in the idea of unity between the people and the crown. In the Scandinavian tradition, monarchs have always been expected to be close to the people, accessible, emotionally present, and humble in their leadership. Frederik and Mary embody this perfectly. Their kiss becomes a metaphorical bridge between royal tradition and modern values. It says to the Danish people, "We feel as you feel. We are not separate, we are with you, beside you, and for you." In some ways, this recurring act of tenderness also counters the global narratives of royal dysfunction that have dominated headlines in recent years. As other royal families grapple with scandals, separations, and internal feuds, the Danish royal couple offers a refreshing contrast. Their unity is not loud or boastful, it's gentle, consistent, and deeply reassuring. And in that consistency lies their strength. Royal watchers have pointed out that Queen Mary often mirrors Frederik's affection with her own subtle but significant gestures. A hand on his back during a greeting, a soft glance during a speech, or the way she turns toward him during applause, it all adds to the quiet choreography of their love story. These are the rhythms of a relationship built not on spectacle, but on deep trust and shared purpose. The kiss may be the headline moment, but it is supported by countless other signs of devotion. At royal events, the moment when the kiss is shared has become almost ceremonial in its own right. Crowds wait in anticipation, cameras ready, not because it's required, but because it has become a beloved tradition. It's almost as though it completes the event, adding a human exclamation point to a day filled with formalities. For many Danes, that kiss is the most memorable part of any royal appearance. It's the heart, not just the headline. As Queen Mary continues to evolve in her role, championing causes that matter deeply to her, like mental health, cultural inclusion, and women's rights, King Frederik's constant support is ever present. He doesn't just stand beside her physically, he uplifts her with every gaze, every touch, every kiss. This kind of public emotional reinforcement is rare in royal circles and has become one of the hallmarks of their reign. It's also important to recognize that this emotional expression is not one-sided. Mary, for her part, embraces the kiss with the same level of sincerity and love. She has often described Frederik as her rock, her greatest source of strength. When she returns his kiss with a smile, a laugh, or a quiet touch on his chest, it creates a moment of emotional resonance so strong that it transcends cultural boundaries. Around the world, fans feel connected to this royal couple because their love feels real, earned, and beautifully preserved over time. In the broader scope of royal history, these small acts will one day be remembered as defining features of a reign grounded in compassion. Just as we remember Queen Victoria's devotion to Prince Albert or the rare public smiles shared by Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, future generations will remember how King Frederik always kissed Queen Mary, with pride, with love, and with unshakable devotion. These public kisses, then, are not just about romance. They are about commitment, unity, and the emotional transparency that is so rare in royal life. They remind everyone watching, from Copenhagen to the far corners of the globe, that even in the most formal of roles, the heart still leads. And so, with each engagement, each ceremony, each celebration, when the moment comes and King Frederik gently leans in to kiss Queen Mary, the crowd erupts not just in applause, but in shared emotion. They aren't just watching a king and queen. They are witnessing a love story that has grown stronger with time, rooted in mutual respect and crowned by every soft kiss shared in the light of day. How do you think the enduring public affection between King Frederik and Queen Mary redefines the role of modern royalty? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more emotional royal stories that inspire the heart.